Hello and welcome to Slightly Impressive Q&A. My name is Griff A and I am Aing your Q's. I feel like the background is a little bit lopsided, but I wanted to show you my certificate for sufficience because glory to our Statska. And a lot of you are confused, and that's fine. Let's go to the first question. This one, again, we're starting off with a question from Pedro Mendes, just because he asks really good questions. So he says, given the chance, would you like to make a living from this? I assume this meaning YouTube. Yes, I really would. It's kind of like, it's something that when I started out, it was kind of like just this pie in the sky dream, you know, where it's just like, man, that would be cool. Let's try this out and see if we can make it happen. And you know, it's never really been something that I expected to happen. I didn't really expect anybody to even like my videos or watch them, or definitely didn't expect to like have any kind of a following. But I just wanted to try it out and see, and yeah, like at this point, it's getting closer to being like, oh, this could actually happen. Like it's getting closer and closer to reality. But I don't want to get to a point where I expect it to happen because, I mean, there's just so many things that could go wrong like immediately, and it's just done, right? So, you know, if it happens, that would be really cool. If not, that's also fine. I enjoy doing this in my free time. Like right now, I work full time, and I do this just in whatever free time I can find during the week, and mostly on the weekends. And it's not something I can keep doing indefinitely. Like I can't keep up this kind of schedule forever. But you know, I really enjoy it. So I just put everything I have into it, really, and so that's what we're doing for now. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to be a full-time YouTuber at some point, but you know, this is I would just want to be grateful for what I have already. Really, is where I'm trying to go with this. Like, it's yeah. All right. Next question comes from Alpha Hunter 513. Who, I mean, if you're the Alpha Hunter, I just want to point this out real quick. Then why are there 512 other hunters? Were they all just terrible and you were the best? So they were like, okay, you're going to be the alpha. I'm going to assume that's what happened. That's my headcanon for Alpha Hunter here. Their question is, was Grifter the Night Elf your first tune since you started? This is an old question. I told you, I have old questions that I'm going to get to. No. No, the Night Elf Druid that is like my kind of stand-in character for me in most of my videos, that was not my first tune. I'd say that was like my third main. And I had a ton of alts that I just made and didn't really play in between there. But like, I started with a hunter who pretty much looked exactly like the Druid tune. I got to like level 78 and 80 was the max at the time. And I was just like, this is boring. Like, I'm just tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. I was 2 levels from max. But like, you know, I had never raided. I had never done any kind of end game. You know, when you first start out, like leveling is the whole game. So, I rolled a shaman alt. I played around with a priest alt too, and a druid a little bit. But the shaman I really liked, and I leveled all the way to 80, and I joined the guild that I'm in now, and was just a shaman healer. That was my first like raiding tune. And then at some point during ICC, I was like, we needed a tank. That's what it was. The group needed a tank because one of our tanks was kind of not always there, and we had lost one of our full-time tanks, I think. Something like that. So I was like, alright, I'll level up a tune, and I'll level up a druid so I can try tanking, and if I like it, I can do that, and if I don't like it, I can just do something else, because druids can do anything. So yeah, I just leveled his bear tank and I loved it, and that's what Grifter was. He had green hair at first. Interesting side note. I switched to blue at some point. I don't know why. All right. Next question comes from Vinyl Scratch 8125, who says, "What is your favorite WoW raid / dungeon boss or bosses?" I like that. I'm glad you put or bosses on there. I don't think I could pick just one. But the first one that comes to mind is Valithria from ICC, which is the first raid I did, so all of those bosses kind of have like this special place. But that one was really fun because you had in Tin Man, it was one healer. 25 Man, it might have been a little bit different, but I was the healer assigned to go in the dream and like fly around and get all the orbs and get that super buff and just do insane healing so like the meters looked ridiculous. So like I was doing this whole separate game basically from everybody else who was just fighting ads and stuff. I don't even know. And like I would just heal the boss up and it was just really fun. Felt very special. And then another one for pretty much the exact same reason, only as a DPS, was Alexstrasza. And that fight was really fun because, again, I was the person, I always seem to be, not always, but a lot of times I seem to be the person assigned to do, like, the weird stuff. Probably because I just volunteer it, just because I like it. But it's the same thing, like, you fly around and follow the boss, and you go through the rings and get that haste buff that makes you do just insane DPS. So again, like, you're flying around in the air doing your own thing, and everybody else is fighting things on the ground. And that's, I don't know, that was just really fun. But for current content, I think, I don't know his name. I've been really bad remembering boss names lately. I think it's the 9th boss in Siege of Orgrimmar. By the way, I really like all of the bosses so far in Siege of Orgrimmar. I don't think I've come across one where I was just like, man, I hate this. Like, in Throne of Thunder, like, Horadon, jeez. But, wow, we got off track a little bit there. The 9th boss, I think, the one where, like, he does the ground attack in certain areas, and then, like, we have somebody mark those areas because you have to remember where they are so you don't stand in them for the other attack. And, like, you have to stand in the purple things. I really like that one. That one's got some interesting things going on that's a little bit different than any fights that I've seen before. Where, like, having to remember a certain spot to not stand in. A lot of people compare it to the Heigen dance. I didn't play that at level, so I'm not sure. But that's just fun to me because, like, it requires just enough coordination and communication where you all have to be standing in the right place and you have to be paying attention. But it's not like one person's gonna wipe the raid, right? Like, if one person just kind of derps and doesn't pay attention, it's usually you can recover from it. It's not just that's not just the end, right? So that one's really fun. I mean, the Lich King fight was really fun, but insanely difficult. Yeah, I think I've talked enough about that. Those are some of my favorites. Those are the ones that really stand out as being like, yeah, that was great. Alright, next question comes from Sime-chan, I think, who says, what do you think was your most challenging machinima to make? There have been a few that really stood out as being like, wow, this was a lot harder than I expected. But I think the epic rap battle one, just because you have to sync up, like I had to sync up the lines with the beat, and that's not something I've ever done before, any kind of like music editing kind of stuff, never done anything like that. And also I was trying to do Thrall voice at the time. I feel like I've gotten a lot better at Thrall voice. A lot of people didn't like the voice that I did, and I put like lots of effects on it to make it sound more like Thrall, and I don't think it turned out all that great. But the video itself, I'm really proud of. I really think it turned out good, and like the lyrics for it, I'm pretty proud of the lyrics. I think they were pretty funny. But yeah, usually the more challenging ones end up being the least popular ones, which is unfortunate. But you know, every now and then you gotta challenge yourself. You gotta learn something. You gotta get better at it. So that's my answer for that one. The last question of the day comes from Summer Blossification, who I don't think I even need to tell you wins the weirdest name of the day contest, because what is Blossification, and are you sure it only happens in summer? I don't know. Their question is, if you had to choose ... for a dramatic effect, would it be tiger or panda? I like this question because it's incredibly vague, right? Like, are we talking about choosing a new name for myself? Are we talking about playable characters? Are we talking about favorite animals? Or what animal I would like to be? Which animal I would like to not go extinct? I don't know. Tiger would be a better name. Tiger also wins for playable characters. I mean, I like the Pandaren, don't get me wrong, but man, like a Worgen but a tiger, that would be so awesome. I want that to happen. Get on that. How can we make that happen? But what other things did I say? Which one would I want to be? Definitely Panda. I mean, like a tiger has to go hunt for food. Like that sounds hard. Nobody wants to do that. I'm just like chilling in the forest in China, just eating bamboo, getting fat, being lazy all day. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Okay, if you'd like to ask a question for a future Q&A, please leave that in the comment section below. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Oh, we need a funny thing for the end. Here, do something interesting. Great, that was fantastic.